Back in 2018, I was dating this girl and we were watching a lot of Shark Tank. This was like one of our shows that we were watching. And then because, as you know, your phone is always listening to you, I started getting ads when I would scroll on Instagram of Kevin O'Leary live in Edmonton.
If you're watching this video, that means I'm on my way to see you in your town. I want to talk about money.
And at the time, I would say I was a fan of Kevin O'Leary. I read his book, Cold Hard Truth. I was watching Shark Tank. I liked Kevin O'Leary. At the time, the ads that I was seeing on Instagram were advertising the price of this Kevin O'Leary live in Edmonton speaking engagement as like $5 or $10. I don't remember. I think it might have been $10. So I said to my girlfriend, babe, Kevin O'Leary live in Edmonton, $10. Fuck it, let's go. It's at the Edmonton Expo Center, so I had no reason to feel that it was illegitimate. The night comes for us to go see Kevin O'Leary, and we go. We enter one of the big, massive rooms. There's a stage and, I don't know, maybe 1,000 chairs. Sure enough, the place just starts filling up. The whole place was full, which made sense. The tickets were only $10. Everyone can afford to come to this thing, you know? A guy comes out. I've never seen this guy before. He comes out there and he starts talking about, my name is blah, blah, blah. We're so excited to have Kevin O'Leary here tonight. Who's excited? Blah, blah, blah. This guy goes on for like an hour talking about stock options and giving you a basic overview of like, if I want to bet on this, this is called a call. If I want to bet on this, it's called a put. These are options. You could have explained calls and puts to a child in the way that he was explaining it. So now I'm like, okay, boom, it's been an hour. Time for Kevin O'Leary. Dog, another guy comes out to talk about options. It just keeps going on and on and on. Bro, I'm not even kidding you. I think 3 hours passed. The last guy goes, all right, everyone, we're gonna have a short intermission and then we're gonna have Kevin O'Leary come up here. And if you like what you've heard so far and you wanna learn how to do it, we're selling tickets to our workshop where we can teach you how to do this and make a lot of money. During the intermission, you could go to these people that had iPads and sign up for their workshop to learn how to trade the stonks these guys were talking about for $1,300. Go talk to one of these people and they can take a deposit from you. Don't worry, we have a 100% back money guarantee. If you're not satisfied, there's no risk, blah, blah, blah. Sitting there thinking, I was like, no one's gonna do this, right? We all came here to see Kevin O'Leary. That was the bait that got us hooked in. And then we got subjected to hours of these mind-numbing presentations about stonks. And now it's time for this intermission. And I'm thinking, okay, a bunch of people now are for sure gonna leave. Bro, would you believe me if I told you? Probably 30% of all the people that were sitting there got up, went to the back tables where these people with the iPads were, and put down their credit card. I literally said to my girlfriend, I was like, this is crazy. These people are spending $1,000 right now to go to the workshop of these 3 dudes they've never even heard of before. And tonight when they came here, they thought, I'm going to see Kevin O'Leary for $10. Nobody in this room when they woke up this morning anticipated spending $1,000 on an options course. Something smells fishy. And maybe these people have this trust because they think, oh, well, if these guys are partnered with Kevin O'Leary, you know, it must be legit. We still don't even know if Kevin O'Leary is at this thing, by the way. I'm very quickly getting the picture at this Kevin O'Leary thing that's probably what's going on here. Is these 3 guys who are presenting this stonks options trading workshop are realizing we need to get people in the seats so that we have a captive audience that we can impress with our knowledge of stonks and then get them to buy our $1,000 workshop. Since nobody knows who we are, we need to attach ourselves to a bigger name that will draw people out. So I started doing the math while people were going and signing up for the workshop. I was like, okay, $10 a ticket. There's 1,000 people here. That's $10,000 right there. Maybe 30% of people went and did it. 30% of 1,000 is 300 people. That's $300,000. So already the revenue, I'm calculating the revenue tonight for these 3 guys is 310 grand. Let's say Kevin O'Leary costs $80,000. They're still up 230K. Let's say they had 10 tour dates and it's the exact same numbers across the board. $2.3 million. Bags are being created. Bags are being created at these events. So I'm stunned by it. I'm thinking I would never give $1,000 to these people I've never even heard of. I only came here because I thought I was getting a sick deal of spending $10 to see Kevin O'Leary. That should have been the first warning sign. The fact that the tickets were only $10. Everyone sits back down. The intermission is over. Finally, it's the moment of truth. And what do you know? Kevin O'Leary himself actually comes out. Even though I'm exhausted from sitting here, I'm excited to see Kevin O'Leary. Kevin O'Leary speaks for around 20 minutes. I've been here for over 3 hours. Many of these people have been here for over 3 hours and spent $1,000. What disappointed me so much was the stuff that he talked about was stuff I had already heard him say in interviews on YouTube, moments of Shark Tank, and in his book, Cold Hard Truth, that I had already read. The only thing he talked about that I hadn't already heard him talk about was how bad of a leader Justin Trudeau was and how he was going to make Justin Trudeau a drama teacher again and how he was running for the leader of the Conservative Party, whatever. That, to me, was cool, but it's also not why I came to see Kevin O'Leary. I thought he was really gonna drop some bars and some wisdom. One of the things he talked about was how he makes his son fly in coach, but him and his wife sit first class because he wants his son to understand that his son isn't rich, but he, Kevin O'Leary, is rich, and that his son has to make something for himself and the importance of working hard. And it's like, that's cool. But I had heard that before. That's a story Kevin O'Leary has told many times in interviews and YouTube videos before, so I didn't really feel the value. Granted, it was only $10, but I realized immediately this whole thing was basically a setup for these dudes to push their stock platform. And to be honest, it was a genius strategy. Risky, because the ability to pay Kevin O'Leary is dependent on how many of the people at each event are gonna sign up for this options trading workshop. I guess that's what I was shocked by, was the fact that so many people did pay to sign up for it. I couldn't believe it. You were sitting in an audience with a bunch of other people listening to a PowerPoint presentation from some guy you'd never heard of, and now you're comfortable enough to give him $1,000? I couldn't believe it. I remember walking out with my girlfriend, and there was a man with his wife, maybe 10 feet in front of me, and he's carrying the little bag that he got from signing up and paying his $1,300. And he says, that worked out perfectly. It was so sad to see. I mean, 2018, how old was I? 22? Even then, I was like, how could 30-plus-year-old people be getting caught up in this? I found this post from someone in r/Edmonton who was there at the same event that I was at. So this was special for me to read. Interactive Trader is a $20,000 scam. I went to see Kevin O'Leary in person on November 20th. Prior to him coming on stage, there was a presentation over an hour long about trading on the stock market using options, and it sounded incredible. I'm just sharing this to give everyone insight into what I blindly signed up for on November 20th. Oh no, they got his ass. For $1,300, you attend a 3-day training course to fully learn how to trade with options, have an 80% chance or higher of winning. To get reimbursed the $1,300, do 20 trades, and there would be someone guiding you as you did the trades. Fast forward to me attending the 3-day workshop at the Shaw. The first day was just introduction about what everything was. Second day, some general information. Then they made us fill out profiles on ourselves about how much money we had, where it was, examples, bank, TFSA, mutual funds, assets. We had to approach someone with this who was supposed to be our guide. Then the sales pitch was the whole afternoon. What is the divine purpose for why we are all in the room? We want to make money, but we do not know how to do it ourselves. They started throwing out stories from the States, Australia, people who have attended their training. Oh yes, additional training at a cost of $20,000 on top of what was being presented. Here's the sales funnel. You get an ad on Instagram that says $10, Kevin O'Leary live in Edmonton. You get to the event, and then you find out $1,300 can teach you how to trade stocks and options at this workshop. Then you get to the workshop and they tell you mentorship, $20,000. So what started as you thinking you're gonna spend $10 to see Kevin O'Leary got stretched, and you got walked up the price ladder to paying, in some cases, $20K. These guys were making a fucking boatload of money. It was disgusting to see. They gave us all name tags to wear. Where we sat all had a display card with our name. The presenter went on and used people's names in the room. What would Robert do? How was Robert in this mess? What shocked me was the lack of respect. If anyone had a question, they were told not to ask in the group, 80 people or so in the room, and to talk to our consultant. What I absolutely hated was the very last day where we had to meet with our consultant. Background info on me, I'm 30, brought my retired dad with me. Neither of us wanted to spend $20K on the training. The salesperson immediately turned cold and hostile. Why do we not want it? Offered my dad to take a mortgage on a house he had already paid off. Why am I here if I don't want to invest in this? About half of the people in the room did end up signing up. Wow. He's estimating there was 80 people in the room and that half of them signed up. That's 40 people that spent $20K. That's $800,000, bro. They're playing on your emotions the entire time. The person giving the presentation, his name is Sean. He went on and on about how he has 2 children, yet the Interactive Trader site says he has 6. He told us not to invest in real estate, yet 4 years prior he was giving presentations about investing in Australia, about investing in real estate. They are peddling snake oil and told us we need at least $10K to invest. They pretty much suggested investing everything we have into an extremely volatile market, and the only way for any of us to know what to do would be under the guidance of their advanced training. Let's do some quick math. $1,300 for the weekend, you could bring a guest at about 80 people. just to get one group in the room. They made $52,000. They announced half the people in the room had signed up. Let's assume 40 people paid the $20K. That is $800,000. Total cost they made on one session, $852,000. They are doing 4 sessions in Edmonton. That is $3.4 million. Then there's other fees such as $30 a month to use their tool to trade on, cost per month to trade using a bank, etc. I feel entirely duped as I've never experienced this level of sales pressure applied to me for days on end, but it does not sit well with me at all. Please be cautious. If these guys were such geniuses with trading stocks, why would they even need all of these people to buy their workshop? It just doesn't make any fucking sense. 5 years ago on Personal Finance Canada, warning, Kevin O'Leary event workshop. Hey all, this is a scam warning post for those that signed up for the interactive trading workshop via Kevin O'Leary's event last Wednesday, April 17th, 2019. So this went on for many months. This has been sold using information that is incorrect. You don't have a 100% money back guarantee, and the workshop is a sales funnel to pitch a $25,000 to $40,000 elite course. This isn't Kevin O'Leary's event. This is Interactive Traders event, and Kevin has been purchased to give a speech and endorse the product. Looking back, he endorsed dividends and financial control and gave kudos to the presenters. People were led to believe Kevin uses this product. You only have the 100% money back guarantee within 10 days of purchase. Read your contract. Otherwise, you have to make a dozen trades at $50 in order to request a refund after the workshop. Negativity from the workshop removes you from the program. Good luck getting questions answered or getting a refund. They have instant approval credit center specialists at the workshop if you want to purchase a $40,000 course and don't have the funds. These are credit sharks. No cameras or recording devices at the workshop, but no need to take notes. You can get a video of the workshop after, if you pay for the $40,000 course. No notes? Hope you have a photographic memory. The workshop and the Kevin O'Leary speaking engagement is a funnel to give you just enough information to pique your interest to sell you a $40,000 course. If they gave you all the information so you could at least get started, then you wouldn't need the $40,000 course. In summary, their objective is your $40,000, not teaching you how to make $40,000. If they did that, they would be out of business fucking exactly. If you don't know who the sucker is in a deal, it's you. Bars, he's getting them. The event was from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. and consisted of 3 key speakers, about an hour each. Okay, Jeff Tomasulo, Steve Witkowski, and Kevin O'Leary. I would love to show a picture to you guys of what this guy looked like. This fucking guy. I clearly remember his face. I remember after he walked off stage giving his stonks presentation, one old man that was in the audience that was like sitting right on the aisle seat. After these guys spoke on stage, they came and walked down the aisle through the crowd of people. And there was this one old man who, as everyone was still clapping, got up out of his seat and like shook this guy's hand as he was walking down the aisle. I was like, fuck. Oh, look, here's him with Robert Herjavec. So he just be doing this. Jeff Tomasulo, interactive trader. Using stock options to generate income. I bet you this is literally the same presentation he gave. The difference between success and failure. Specific education, your edge, the right team, the right tools, understanding your why. This is like MLM shit. Unlimited income opportunity. Compound profits, trade from anywhere, time freedom, start with any dollar amount, hassle-free, proven. Dude, these are all the red flag buzzwords that you should avoid at all costs. This is exactly what I saw. This was uploaded only 6 months ago. So this guy has been running this same grift for years.
I think the stock's going down.
A call option gives the owner the right to buy a stock. Buy on stocks going up. A put option gives the owner the right to sell a stock. Buy on stocks going down. I remember him giving this analogy too, where he was like, if it's going up, think of it like a phone. You pick up the phone to call and you put down the phone when it's going down. You can't make this shit up. Jeff's trade updates texted to you. Option trades I am making in my fund. So it's like you can just copy his trades. Access to the pros. Income training calls. Boot camp. Where was the price? And it ends with a 7 too. Core 4 Bootcamp, $397 one-time fee. 4-week intro to options course, on-demand training, 0 to trading in 21 days. Bro, look, here's him with all the sharks. Smiling, having a good time. Clearly, Kevin knows the guy to some degree. It's not just like a, oh, I had no idea about it. He paid me to be on his event. It's like, this was a whole tour. Here's him with Barbara, Robert Herjavec. Their logo being a pyramid is crazy too.
So I want to leave you with the last bit. And this is really important because my father died in an accident. So this was my last conversation I had with my father. And he said something that has stuck with me to that day. He said, hey, listen, I was losing all my money at the time when he died. And he said, listen, I don't want you to stop taking risks. I don't want you to stop trying. He goes, I never want you to live your life with a regret. And he said, I never want you to utter these words. I should have, I could have, I would have. And folks, I want you guys to take the little bit that I was able to share with you today. I want you to come to our booth because I want you to get the right education. I want you to start to think differently, and I want you to take action. Because if you take action now, it can change your financial futures forever and your family's financial futures. Guys, thank you very much. I appreciate the time. Thank you very much.
Wow, it is such a trip for me to see this again after seeing it all those years ago. The high pressure sales tactics at the end, you know? Don't be like my dying father who had regret. Don't be one of those people who said, I should have, I could have, I would have. Take action. Come to our booth right now. That'll be $1,300. Kevin O'Leary isn't a bad guy for doing this event. If we got paid a few hundred thousands to speak for an hour, we'd all do it. Most of us make 50% of that in a 12-month period, let alone 30 minutes. I disagree with this, that it doesn't make Kevin O'Leary a bad guy. I mean, if you're putting your name on something and endorsing the people or the thing that's being advertised, you do bear a semblance of responsibility, especially when you know that basically all of the people in the room at these events are there because it was your face on the advertising and the marketing material. That's why I went. That's why me and my girlfriend went, because we loved Shark Tank and I kept getting ads on Instagram for Kevin O'Leary live in Edmonton. That's why I went. So Kevin does bear some responsibility. I hate this idea that like, oh, well, because you made a lot of money means you're not a bad person. Well, does that apply to selling drugs or assassinations? Having no moral compass because of money means you're not a bad guy? Make it make sense. And to me, it really boils down to two things. Either he didn't do any due diligence before he signed on to Jeff Tomasulo's Interactive Trader tour, or he did know exactly what it was and didn't care. Either way, it's not really an excuse. It's the same thing with FTX. Like, Kevin O'Leary has endorsed FTX, and just like every other influencer who endorsed FTX, Kevin O'Leary wants to go, oh, well, we were duped as well. It's like, yeah, you were duped, sure, because you didn't know it was a scam. The difference is you were a paid spokesperson. Kevin's loss is not the same as your loss. Kevin's loss is not the same as the loss of somebody who invested in this because of Kevin, thinking it was a good opportunity. The everyday folk who thought this was a good investment aren't responsible for getting in hundreds or thousands or millions of other people to invest in it.
It was FTX's money that you got. I don't think you should be singing the blues right now at all.
Oh, yes, I'm singing the blues.
Why? Because your $15 million didn't pan out? That's a lot of money to be a paid spokesperson. It's a lot of money. You didn't have to do much for that. That's found money,
That's a different
Kevin.
decision. That's a different discussion.
I mean, I remember Kevin O'Leary used to be on Cameo. I don't know if he still is, but I remember going and seeing some of the videos that he'd done for other people on Cameo.
Hey everybody, Mr. Wonderful here. Hey, Mr. Wonderful here. Hey, Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank here. Busy kid. And that's what Trading is all about. Millcroft Lawn Care. Prunosa. It's a website that personalizes and helps you grow your business. It's the only app where your kids can track their chores. You know, look, please call Anthony or visit his website, www.burlingtonlawncare.com.
How much due diligence is he putting into these 30-second, 60-second videos? Probably none, if I had to guess. And I just don't really rock with that when people look to you as like a finance guy, you know? And if Kevin is so successful, he also doesn't need this money. I don't get it. So, I mean, it appears that Kevin has a problem of attaching his name to things willy-nilly, and then when they turn out to be scams that hurt people, not taking any accountability. And that, despite all the enjoyment I have of the content he's made and the stuff he's put out there, I can't let that slide. If this video gets taken down, it's probably because Jeff Tomasulo or Kevin O'Leary put some sort of copyright strike or complaint on it to get it taken down using the millions of dollars they made from this stonks workshop. Once again, if something seems too good to be true, it probably is. If someone is telling you that you can get unlimited income and time freedom simply by paying them to teach you how to do it, they are lying to you.